This past weekend at Impact's Rebellion pay-per-view, Kenny Omega pulled off an historic feat, beating Rich Swann, the TNA Impact Unified World Heavyweight Champion, becoming the now Triple Champion, holding the AAA Mega Championship, the AEW World Championship, and now the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. Mr. Three Belts, he defeated Rich Swann, and with such an historic win, Kenny Omega being one of my favorite wrestlers, I'm going to talk about 5 possible challengers to Kenny Omega's newly won TNA Impact Unified World Heavyweight Championship. And the first competitor that I'm going to talk about here, the youngest on the list at 24 years of age, former 2-time X Division champ, Ace Austin. He's also the 2021 winner of the Super X Cup. And with that partner of Madman Fulton always by his side, he's big, he's strong, combined with the amazing athleticism of Ace Austin. Sometimes he pulls out shit I've never seen before, and I've actually had the pleasure of calling one of his matches for Revive Pro Wrestling in Centerville, Tennessee. Bump in the night too, you can check that out on IWTV. I hope you like that little plug there. But Ace Austin will be a great competitor to challenge for Kenny Omega. I don't see him winning the title quite yet at this point in his career, but just getting in the ring with Kenny Omega, getting that little rub, you know, will definitely boost his stock and send him higher up on the card and better things for his career. I'd love to see Kenny Omega versus Ace Austin. This next guy, I used to not be a very big fan of. I thought he was kind of lame, kind of dull, not very much of a personality. I mean, he was big and strong, but he has completely changed my mind in the past year, and that is none other than Moose! Former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Officially, they recognize that belt that he brought out of retirement. And him seeing that belt around Kenny Omega's waist, it has to eat him up inside. It has to make him burn a little bit. He has to be like, I want my fucking belt back. So it's a little personal for Moose. And I see him being somebody that could easily step up and be a credible threat to Kenny Omega. And after that match that they had in that 6-man where they went up against each other a little bit at Hard to Kill, man, that Spanish fly off the top that Moose did, I was like, damn. I didn't think Moose could do anything like that. He can really flip and move around for a big guy, and he can kind of work any style, it seems. And I'd love to see a matchup between Kenny Omega and Moose. This next guy right here, he's literally my favorite juggalo of all time, which don't really like very many juggalos, but dude, the one and only Willie Mack, the former NWA National Champion, and he's also a former X Division Champion. The possibilities between him and Kenny Omega. He's a larger guy, but he can move like a cruiserweight, but he also has the hard-hitting power moves, and his finisher, one of my all-time favorite moves, the Stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ripped it out.
Son of a bitch.
I've been a really big fan of Willie Mack for a long time, ever since back in the Lucha Underground days, and I would love to see a matchup between him and Kenny Omega. There ain't no telling what these guys could pull off in a matchup like that. And the number 2 competitor I'm going to talk about on this list, Chris Bay, the only wrestler who already has a direct path to Kenny Omega and his Impact World Championship. He actually won a qualifying match against Jake Something last night on Impact, right before I was getting ready to make this video, which actually got him into the 6-man gauntlet match coming up at the next pay-per-view, Impact Special or whatever, Under Siege. So he's literally already halfway there, just one more match and he'll be directly going up against Kenny Omega. And he's no stranger to gold himself. He's a former X Division champion, and he actually took Rich Swann to the limit back at the December pay-per-view Final Resolution. He was just 1 second away from becoming the champion then, so he proves he has the pedigree, and I know he's athletic enough. He could go move for move with Kenny Omega, and I think that's just fucking, dude, that's money right there. Kenny Omega versus Chris Bay for the Impact World Championship. I would love to see him win that 6-man gauntlet match coming up next month. And my number 1 possible potential challenger for Kenny Omega's Impact World Championship. This person is technically not signed with Impact right now, but he's not signed with anybody. And it is none other than the Samoan Submission Machine, a classic TNA staple, a legend in TNA. He spent the past year basically not wrestling. WWE had him on the shelf. He had that sad little spot at WrestleMania with Michael Cole in the rain. Nobody wants to see that Samoa Joe. We know he's dying to wrestle, and they definitely teased a little bit when they showed the trailer for Slammiversary. Showed some other past TNA stars, actually Okada also, but just teasing that a little bit gets me thinking. And imagine if Samoa Joe just showed up at Slammiversary to challenge Kenny Omega and actually beat him. He is probably the most credible person on this list that could actually come in there, no questions asked, beat Kenny Omega, take him down, and win that title. Just Samoa Joe's athleticism, his size and power would mesh well with Kenny. Something akin to like that Tomohiro Ishii G4 match he had back in 2018. That was a really fucking sick match, but this has the potential to be just as good, maybe even better. And what if Joe shows up on AEW and also takes that belt away from Kenny? You never know what could happen in the world of pro wrestling days with the Forbidden Door. But anyways, there we go. 5 potential challengers for Kenny Omega's newly won Impact Unified TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This is Wex breaking the Lawson. Check me out with the new Kayfabe Comparisons podcast. New episodes every Saturday, and we got a new Patreon. I would love for you to go check it out. If you want to subscribe, you might get a little cool extra shit from Wex breaking the Lawson. Yours truly.
Alright, y'all. Holler at y'all next time. Peace. Target!